Welcome to Reflect with Ed Fassio. Get ready to experience one of the world's first 100% digitally generated podcasts, where we take a step back, dive deep, and strive to learn new things. Join us as we unpack thought-provoking ideas, personal reflections, and inspiring stories to help you stay in the know. Reflect is brought to you by the minds at ByteBrain and powered by emerging technologies from Google, HeyGen, OpenAI, and 11 Labs. Thanks for tuning in. Now, relax and prepare to reflect.
Ever feel like folks use AI and quantum computing to mean the same thing?
Yeah, it's almost like saying your smartphone IS the apps, right?
Connected, but definitely not the same.
Exactly.
So that's kind of our mission today, to untangle these two tech titans. We've got a whole bunch of sources for this deep dive.
Oh, cool.
Insights from LinkedIn, some in-depth stuff from the World Economic Forum.
Nice.
American University chiming in too.
Okay.
Even Michio Kaku breaking it down on, YouTube.
Always a good time.
Oh, and we've got a peek at what's coming soon. Practical applications from IE Spectrum.
So not just the sci-fi stuff.
No, real-world stuff, which is exciting.
What's interesting is this mix-up, it's actually pretty common. People hear these buzzwords and just lump them together.
Yeah.
But missing that difference, that's missing the power of each one. Yeah.
Totally. So step one, got to clear the air.
Absolutely.
Remember that LinkedIn analogy?
Okay.
AI's like the app on your phone.
Okay.
Quantum computing is the phone itself.
Right.
AI, it's all about the software, how we get machines thinking like us.
Learning, making choices.
All shebang.
And to be fair, AI doesn't really care what hardware it's running on.
Right.
Most of it now, it's classical computers. Those bits, 0 and 1.
But those bits, they're about to get a quantum upgrade, right?
Exactly, yeah. Quantum computing, it's totally new hardware. Working on those, mind-bending rules of quantum mechanics.
Okay, gotta admit, that's where I start to get lost.
Well, think of it like this.
Okay.
Instead of bits, we got qubits.
All right, qubits, got it.
And here's where it gets wild. These qubits use superposition and entanglement.
Those are some big words.
They are, but Michio Kaku explains them really well.
Okay.
So superposition means a qubit can be in multiple states at once.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like a spinning coin. It's both heads and tails until you stop it and look.
Whoa, so not either or, it's both at the same time.
Exact.
Mind officially blown.
And then entanglement takes this even further. It links two or more qubits, so like their fates are intertwined.
Okay.
Change one, the others instantly react, even miles apart.
Spooky action at a distance, right?
Einstein's words, not mine.
So we've got these multi-state qubits linked up in this crazy way. How does that translate to, like, actual computing power?
It means we're talking about an exponential leap.
Okay.
Qubits, they calculate across all those possible states at the same time. They're working in parallel universes.
Whoa.
Makes them potentially millions of times faster than even today's supercomputers.
LinkedIn said 58 million times faster.
Yeah, it's a whole new era of computing.
The quantum era.
Right. Think about it. We went from analog computers,
like
that ancient thing they found on a shipwreck.
Oh, yeah, the one for tracking stars.
That's the one.
And then digital came along.
Bits, transistors, thanks to folks like Alan Turing.
Right.
Now, as Michio Kaku shows us, we're on the edge of this quantum era.
Atoms themselves become transistors.
It's wild, isn't it? It was Feynman's vision, and we're getting there.
And to think, nature's been using this quantum stuff all along.
All along.
Photosynthesis, for one.
Yeah, we're finally catching up to the universe's own computing power.
Pretty humbling when you think about it that way.
It is. It really is. And that kind of brings up the big question.
Oh, tab.
What benefits can we actually expect from this quantum leap?
Well, Michio Kaku, he paints this pretty exciting picture.
Oh, yeah.
He talks about quantum computers revolutionizing agriculture.
Okay.
By, like, optimizing how we make fertilizer.
Interesting.
Unlocking efficient fusion power. And even turning medicine upside down, like simulating molecules to cure diseases.
Nice.
Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer.
That's some serious stuff.
Is it really possible?
The potential is definitely there, for sure.
Okay.
Being able to simulate complex systems at the atomic level opens up so many possibilities for science, for technology.
But gotta be honest, it all sounds a little, I don't know, sci-fi.
I get that.
Are there, like, any near-term uses for this stuff, or is it all theoretical?
That's a common thought, but thankfully we've got some solid examples.
Oh, good.
The IE Spectrum article, it highlights a bunch of near-term applications.
Right, lay it on me.
They're looking at simulating drug metabolism, for example.
Oh, so.
By focusing on this cytochrome P450 enzyme,
Never heard of it.
it's what processes most drugs in our bodies.
Oh, okay. So instead of all those long, expensive lab tests,
Right?
we could use quantum computers to, like, simulate how drugs break down.
Exactly. Predict their effectiveness.
That would speed up drug discovery massively.
Yeah, for sure.
And it doesn't just stop there, right?
Nope. The article mentions CO2 sequestration, too.
What's that?
Using quantum computers to design catalysts to capture carbon,
So fighting climate change.
potentially a big part of it.
I'm sensing a theme here.
What's that?
Quantum computers, they're really good at simulating complex things,
You got it.
whether it's drug metabolism or CO2 capture.
Precisely. They're also looking at things like agricultural fertilization, specifically modeling nitrogen fixation for ammonia production.
Which is important because...
Ammonia, it's vital for feeding a growing population.
Right.
They even talk about using quantum computers for battery tech.
Huh. How so?
Simulating those nickel-based cathodes to make better batteries.
The ones without cobalt.
Those are the ones.
Imagine what that could mean for, like, electric vehicles, renewable energy storage.
Absolutely.
So this really is moving beyond just theory.
It is into real-world applications.
It's exciting, but we got to be realistic, too.
Of course.
There are challenges.
Big ones.
The coherence, that's one of the biggest, right?
Definitely. That fragility of the quantum states can lead to errors.
Can you explain that a bit more?
So the slightest disturbance,
Like what?
temperature changes, stray electromagnetic fields,
Uh-huh.
those can cause the qubit states to collapse.
Meaning?
Calculation errors.
Oh, I see.
Michio Kaku, he really emphasizes how critical it is to reduce that noise.
Right.
Got to maintain coherence for this to work reliably.
So building and keeping a quantum computer running.
It's a delicate process for sure.
And we're still figuring out how to overcome these challenges.
That's right.
But hey, nature's already got this figured out, hasn't it?
In a way, yeah.
Michio Kaku points out stuff like photosynthesis, that happens at room temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can learn from how nature does it.
Maybe we can. It's a thought, at least.
So this brings us back to AI and quantum computing.
Okay.
They're separate things.
Yes.
But how can they work together?
That's where things get really interesting.
I'm intrigued.
Imagine AI with its learning and adapting, but amplified by the speed, the processing power of quantum computers.
The possibilities.
Mind-boggling.
That LinkedIn article, it suggested that quantum computers could help with AI bias.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
Processing more data, less errors, leading to fairer AI. And that Science ABC video, it talked about quantum algorithms for machine learning.
Right. That can mean faster, more efficient processing.
Think of what that could do for drug discovery.
Wow. Yeah.
AI is already used to analyze tons of data for that.
Right.
But quantum computers could speed it up so much.
It's a powerful combo, for sure.
AI is the brains, quantum computing is the brawn.
I like that analogy.
But with all this power, there's got to be risks, too.
There are, especially when we're talking about cybersecurity.
Yeah, that quantum arms race idea from the Bloomberg video.
That's a big one.
Countries vying for quantum supremacy, that's kind of scary.
It definitely raises some concerns.
Maybe that's a good place to pause for now.
It is. There's a lot to unpack there.
Definitely a topic for deeper exploration in part 2.
Absolutely. Lots more to discuss.
We left off talking about a quantum arms race.
Yeah.
Not exactly the bright future we were hoping for.
Right, but it really highlights this tension between working together and competing, globally.
On one hand, we could have a global quantum internet, like that American University article mentioned.
Imagine that quantum computers everywhere, linked up.
Scientists sharing data, running simulations in real time.
No matter where they are.
Think of the breakthroughs in medicine, energy, even climate change.
The potential is huge.
But the article also said there's some big challenges.
Oh, for sure.
We'd need international standards, ways to govern it, a lot of trust.
And trust is hard to come by these days.
Especially with this arms race happening.
Yeah, that Bloomberg video really showed the contrast.
Between IBM wanting a cooperative industry and the worries about China moving so fast.
They've invested billions, built dedicated institutes, tons of patents.
It's clear they want to be the leader.
It's a tough situation. The benefits of working together are enormous.
But so are the risks of falling behind.
Exactly.
The video mentioned the U.S. limiting what tech they share with China.
Especially with semiconductors, those are vital for building these computers.
So trying to stay ahead clashes with global science.
And China's approach adds another layer to it all.
How so?
Their focus on quantum, it raises questions about if they even want an open model.
So we've got two competing visions, one for sharing, one for dominance.
In a way, yeah.
What about everyone else? Are they just stuck in the middle?
Not necessarily. Bloomberg also talked about Singapore.
Oh, right. They're building that unhackable quantum network.
For businesses and researchers worldwide.
Like a third path, both commercial and globally accessible.
It shows smaller countries can still be major players.
So it's not just the U.S. and China calling all the shots.
Right.
Back to that big question then, will this lead to cooperation or more competition?
That's the million-quibit question, isn't it?
What do you think?
Well, to build these computers, you need huge resources, expertise, a long-term plan. Working together can really speed things up, lead to breakthroughs that help everyone.
Like those big goals, curing diseases, sustainable energy.
Exactly, understanding the universe.
But the idea of being the best, of military uses.
That can easily tempt countries towards secrecy, competition.
Hoarding knowledge, worry that sharing will give rivals an advantage.
Imagine that. Everyone hiding their progress, distrust everywhere.
Would stifle innovation for sure.
Make it harder to solve global problems together.
And what about encryption? That's a big one.
Huge. Everything we rely on, banking, national security secrets, all vulnerable.
That harvest now, decrypt later idea is scary.
Steal data today, decrypt it later when the computers are powerful enough.
The World Economic Forum article didn't paint a pretty picture.
National security really at risk, state secrets, intelligence operations, all exposed.
In that Bloomberg video, they used HSBC as an example.
One of the world's biggest banks facing catastrophic data breaches.
Huge financial losses, trust in the whole system shaken.
It's serious stuff, but it's not all bad news.
Oh, good.
There are people working on solutions.
Like what?
The World Economic Forum talked about quantum-safe cryptography.
New ways to encrypt that quantum computers can't crack.
NIST is working on those standards, and Bloomberg highlighted quantum key distribution.
Right, using quantum mechanics to make unhackable communication.
Toshiba, BT, they're already testing it.
That's encouraging.
It is, but we need to keep investing in research, stay ahead of the curve.
It's like we're at a crossroads.
We are. Quantum has the power to change everything for the better.
But there's serious risks, too.
And ultimately, the path we take depends on choices we make right now.
Choices about.
Do we prioritize working together or let competition and fear win?
Do we invest in safeguards or rush into an uncertain future?
Those are the questions we need to be asking ourselves.
Wow, this has been a lot to take in.
It has.
We started trying to tell apart AI and quantum computing and ended up talking about the fate of humanity.
It's all connected.
I'm a little overwhelmed, honestly, but I get it now. What's at stake?
And more importantly, what we can do about it.
Maybe that's a good point to pause.
Take a breath.
We've covered a lot. The amazing potential, the very real concerns.
Indeed. And next time, we'll shift gears a bit. Talk about something often overlooked, the role of the individual in all of this.
In shaping the ethical side of quantum.
Exactly. It's not just for governments and big tech to figure out.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential, the risks, even a quantum divide, cybersecurity threats, this whole race for dominance.
It's a lot.
Before we wrap up, I'm kind of curious, what about us regular folks?
What do you mean?
Like, what role do we have in all this? Feels like something for, I don't know, governs big tech to figure out.
That's a common thought, but actually, individual actions, awareness, it's all crucial.
Really?
Think of it like this, the future of quantum. It's not set in stone.
Okay.
It's shaped by the choices we make as a society, all of us.
So what can we do? I'm not exactly building a quantum computer in my basement.
No need for that. First off, staying informed is key.
Makes sense.
We've been looking at these sources, but there's tons of info out there.
Articles, videos, that kind of thing?
Exactly, even online courses. The more people understand this stuff, the better decisions we can make.
So knowledge is power, as they say.
It really is. And talking about it, that's powerful too.
You mean like?
With friends, family, colleagues, share what you learn, debate the good and bad.
Public discourse shaping public opinion.
Exactly. That can influence policy, guide how things develop.
So it's not just me knowing, it's getting others to think about it too.
Right. And remember, you're a consumer too. Choices you make about products, services, that sends a message.
Supporting companies that are, like, ethical about this tech.
Exactly. But I get what you're saying. Those bigger things, international rules, preventing an arms race?
Yeah, does my voice even matter there?
Absolutely. In a democracy, your voice is important.
Okay.
Talk to your elected officials. Tell them what you think.
Advocate for responsible innovation, cooperation, all that.
Right. Write to them. Go to town halls. Make your voice heard.
And it's not just me, right?
Collective action is powerful.
So joining organizations, supporting initiatives, that sort of thing.
Exactly. There's strength in numbers. Working together, we can make a difference.
This whole deep dive, it's been eye-opening.
It has been.
Started trying to tell apart AI and quantum computing, and we end up discussing, like, the fate of humanity.
It's all connected.
It's a lot, but I feel like I get it now. What's at stake?
And what you can do about it.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Thanks for walking us through all of this.
My pleasure.
To everyone listening, we hope this sparked your curiosity.
Got you thinking about the future of quantum.
Keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep diving deep. Until next time.